everybody, I'm John Granado, and that's Josh Jordan. You can hear us on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet so you get all of our content. Mostly Astros content right here on SportsMap HOU. Josh, free agents are out there, or guys in the last year of team control. Who are the Astros in or out on? Lourdes Gurriel?
I would be interested in Gurriel. I like his numbers. I like what he brings to the table. I just wonder, is that something the Astros are going to be willing to pay for? I think he's one of the better options. They could use some outfield help for sure. I remember Starling Marte was a guy you were kind of thinking maybe the Astros should go after last year, if I remember correctly. And I look at what he got. He got 4 years, $78 million, which is about $19.5 per year. And according to MLB trade rumors, they're thinking Gurriel might get around 20 per year. Will the Astros be willing to pay that much? I'm curious.
Gurriel has been in the World Series 5 of the last 7 years, so there is that. And Lourdes is pretty good. I ain't giving him 20 a year though. I'm just opposed to that. First of all, I really don't know how old he is because
30, John. It says it on there.
Yeah, it says it on there. And secondly, no, I think that money could be spent more wisely on a center fielder, and Chaz could play left on an everyday basis along with Jordan. Those two can fill left field. So I'm out on that. Aroldis Chapman. Michael Schwab just put out a tweet, says the Astros need bullpen help. Aroldis, anyone? He had over 400 responses, and it was overwhelming how little people want Aroldis Chapman in an Astros uniform. Are you along for that ride?
I'm going to pass on him. He's going to be 36 when the season starts, and I don't want him playing in a ballpark half his games where his teammate Jose Altuve basically broke him in 2019. That worries me, him pitching in Minute Maid. Psychologically, I don't know if that would work out. I'd be more interested in, maybe getting Neris back. Neris is going to probably be more expensive. I believe that article connecting Chapman to the Astros predicted maybe 2 years, $12 million.
Yep.
I'm sure Neris is going to cost a lot more than that. But I'd rather do whatever I could to get Neris back. I don't want to spend that money on Chapman.
The Astros set a dangerous precedent with $34 million last year for Montero, especially when Neris was so much better. And what are they going to have to pay Neris if they're going to bring him back? No, I'm with you. Even though that's a nice price for Aroldis Chapman. If he can do what he did this year, I'll pay him $6 million. And the good news is, while it's still in this ballpark, he doesn't have to face Jose Altuve.
That's true.
Right? So he's secure in the knowledge that he never has to face Jose Altuve here. So I think he might be – I'd be fine with it. I don't hate Aroldis Chapman. I just don't. I mean, Actually, I like him a lot. I like every time he's on the mound against the Astros, if you want to know the truth, because the Astros usually take care of that business. But if Aroldis Chapman could pitch the way that he did for the Rangers this year, come on, for $6 million a year, come on.
Yeah,
I think that's a bargain.
Yeah, ERA just a tick above 3. His fastball's back to triple digits. The slider's back to being as effective and throwing as hard as ever. So there's some things to like. It's more about, do I want to sign him at the expense of somebody else? That's right. Kind of where I'm at.
Absolutely. But $6 million is not penal. It's penal. Juan Soto.
This one's interesting, right? Because you got to trade for him at this point, and I just don't think, unless you're going to trade people off the major league roster, I don't think you can get. Here's the funny thing, though. If you're Jim Crane, just in his arbitration for this season, Spot Track estimates Soto is going to get $27 million. So I just don't see that the Astros paying that for him. I mean, it'd be great to have a big hitter. You're hearing rumors of the Yankees already looking to have, talks with the Padres about getting Soto. I think it's a pipe dream. I don't think he ever comes here.
Is he still like 17 years old? I don't know, because he's playing like it.
Amobi Okoye?
Are you kidding? $27 million for what has he done? How much has he helped the Padres? He hasn't helped the Padres in any way, shape, or form. They were terrible, and he's supposed to be a guy that you're leaning on. No, I'm not giving him. And we know Crane's not doing that anyway. So, I mean, I think this is a silly topic because Jim Crane is simply not giving out those long-term, big money contracts, and especially to this guy who hasn't lived up to anything like it.
No, and it's funny. We only bring this up because we're seeing articles where they're talking about, would the Astros be interested in Soto? And, like people are writing this stuff. It's not really based in reality, in my opinion. It's fun to talk about.
If you're going to give that long, big-term contract, give it to Kyle Tucker.
Right.
Why would you give it to Juan Soto?
And I don't think that's going to happen either. That'll be a conversation for another day, what they're going to do with Tucker. And you got Altuve and Alex Bregman coming up on the end of their deals after this season. Yeah. This is going to be just a very important season for the Astros. Feels like this is kind of the last year where the window's open. But you just don't know what Jim Crane's going to do. So it could be open much further depending on if he writes some checks or if he decides, maybe not.
Yeah. No, Kyle Tucker is arbitration again this year, and he's going to make a lot more money. A lot of people thought he lost a lot of money in the postseason, but when he wins that Silver Slugger Award, he's going to say, "Oh yeah, how about that? I'm one of the best hitters in my position." So he's going to make money, and he's going to make a lot of money. I just don't think that Tucker thing's happening. But please don't let that Soto thing happen, please.